Got it. Triple sevens. I'll make that video. I don't know what I'm going to say in it. We'll just, it's just an idea at the moment, so we'll see what comes out in it. I need to update my background photo. I'm not even in that apartment anymore. We'll have to get something new going. Want to update the thumbnail as well. I've got a couple ideas for like a logo or something, so we can get all that stuff updated. But triple sevens, baby. Sorry, that was cheesy. 3 sevens, very nice. We're gonna go for a walk today. Talk about some things. This isn't, well, actually, we'll make this our 777 subscriber special. Because I was gonna, like, do some other things with it, but I was just gonna plan on talking anyways. So, this format will be more natural because I'm not doing anything different. Because we've done walking videos before, so I will just say what I need to say during this walk. Oh, hopefully she doesn't poop. I forgot to bring a bag. Just regarding where I am at with the channel and moving forward. And I just want to talk about a few things. Kind of what, like, got the channel going in the first place. So I'll just start, and then it should kind of naturally unravel. It'll unfold. I'll say what I want to say, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I want to start off by talking about Harry Potter and the Golden Snitch. It'll make sense. So, if you're familiar with the Harry Potter series, which I'm sure most of the world is, they have a sports game called Quidditch, and there's this golden snitch that flies around, and it's basically like the game behind the game. If you can catch the golden snitch, then the game is over. And it's almost like an underlying element to the game. It's like this ethereal focal point. And it's actually like an ancient symbol, like the snitch, the golden snitch. It's represented in that game. I don't know enough about the philosophy and theosophy behind it, but so you could think of it in other, almost in like spiritual context. So people have religious studies. And I mean, the golden snitch of religion is like the afterlife in a sense. You know, it's like this game behind the game, this ultimate objective within your actions and your intent. And without that, then the game doesn't necessarily fall apart, but it loses its intent and its direction, and it's kind of its motivation in a sense. And I'm using that as an analogy for like my channel and where I'm at with the channel. Alright, I am going to supplement my theory with the golden snitch. I'll read a little bit of what I was talking about. Alright, the golden snitch, the round chaos, and the winged sun. The winged orb is not just an alchemical symbol, it is an ancient symbol related to the sun, dating to ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia and used to this day by many groups. Example, Freemasonry. It says the golden snitch. This is Dr. Peterson, Jordan Peterson. He associates the golden snitch to the round chaos, an alchemical symbol. In J.K. Rowling is much more plausible. He theorizes that the association is a mistake because there wasn't any information about this when Harry Potter was written, other than linking to Peterson's website. So it says, it is much more plausible that J.K. Rowling referred to this symbol, which is far more known than the alchemical one. If you search for winged orb or winged sun on Google, you'll find many results, and there's even a Wikipedia entry. It also makes more sense symbolically. Harry Potter's snitch is made of gold, which is the metal associated with the sun. The snitch is also the container of the resurrection stone. Resurrection is a trait of all solar deities, which all die and are resurrected, like the sun dies and is born again every day. Jesus is also a solar deity since he was born on the 25th of December, the winter solstice, and is often represented with blonde hair and blue eyes, another common trait of solar deities. Finally, it also makes more sense symbolically to win at Quidditch by not only paying attention to the specific game, but also by chasing and catching the snitch, thus following God's metagame. An example of this is Orthodox Christianity, which not only prescribes to worship Jesus, but also to imitate him in our lives. So, set aside the religious components to it, but I made that reference earlier too regarding the act of worship versus reaching enlightenment, so to speak, and I just wanted to elaborate a little more on that. That's all. Thank you. So I first started the channel out of just like a creative endeavor, because I used to paint a lot. I have a bachelor's degree in fine arts. I painted for a very long time, and I reached a point with my art where I'd put so much time and money and effort and years into it, and I never got a return on it, and I just stopped. And I still paint, but I do so just for family. I don't paint for anything else anymore. And the YouTube channel was basically like a variation of my painting. It was a creative endeavor. And I kind of had a thing with Crocs going on at the time, but I'm really not much of a materialist. This Croc interest, it only started developing about a year ago. That's when I really started like indulging in it and stuff, and the channel really fueled it. But so, and this is where I'm getting at. So like, it was just a casual thing to begin with, and then I started getting like really motivated with it to try to get the attention of this girl that worked at my credit union. And I've got major social anxieties, and I had a big fallout among my peers, probably 6 or 7 years ago now at this point. I'm no longer on social media, and I've kind of built up these walls over the years. And it takes, I really don't open myself up to new friendships or relationships, and I live a very kind of a secluded, isolated life. So the channel was also a means of trying to reach out and have a little more social interaction too, through the videos and stuff. But so like, I was using the channel as a means of expression, in hopes that this girl would see like some videos, and then it could be like an icebreaker, and I'd be able to talk to her about things and stuff. And I just kind of use that as like motivation to really grind on the channels and stuff, because this was actually like somebody that I was willing to risk more social angst to meet. And I really hadn't come across anybody in a very long time that ever even really gave me the consideration to like open up for, And I really only talked to her a couple times, just going in and out of the credit union. Hang on, let me get past this lawnmower. Alright, I only talked to her like a couple times before I started getting a crush on her, and then I would literally have an anxiety attack every time I walked in there. And I gave her, I drew up, because I'm terrible with like trying to talk to girls, and I drew up these little cards for the channel, little Crocszilla like business cards. I just did it in pencil, but I drew like a little croc on it, and this was in February, and she was my teller, and I asked her if she liked Crocs and stuff, and she's like, I guess. It's kind of an awkward question to ask somebody, and I gave her my Croc card, and she smiled, and I got so embarrassed. Like, I couldn't look at her again. And then, like, I finished the transaction, and I walked away. And then, like, a month later, I went in there again, and happened to get her as a teller again, and asked her if she checked out the channel, and she said no. But she hung up the business card in their break room and stuff. She's like, it's still back there. So that kind of told me that she really wasn't interested, you know. Otherwise, I think she would have checked out the channel. But that didn't stop me from having a massive crush on her. She was just gorgeous. She's so beautiful. So I was like, all right, well, I drew up a couple more cards, and I put my number on one of them, and I was gonna, like, my intent was to try to talk to her about like YouTube a little more, and then ask her, like, you know, if she ever had any ideas to like start a channel or something, or motivation to get a channel started. I could like help her get one going and stuff, and that was going to be like, I don't know, grounds to like start to get to know her or something, if she wanted to like get a channel going and stuff, and then I could talk to her and kind of coach her along and everything. And that was my plan, you know. Or just to give her my number in a sense, and then if she was interested, she would get a hold of me. Well, that was in like April or something. And then like the 5 times that I went in after that, like one time she was working in the drive-thru, so I wasn't able to talk to her. And then I just kept getting other tellers. I'd go in there and she would be with another customer already. So like I wasn't ever able to talk to her again after that. And then just like a month ago, I noticed that she doesn't work there anymore. She left. So I no longer have the golden snitch for my YouTube channel. Like, she was kind of the main driving force behind me, like grinding and putting all this time and money and effort into these videos, and then she doesn't even work there anymore. So like I don't even have the opportunity to talk to her or anything. And like I said, like she was the first person that I even like considered like opening up for, letting my guard down. You know, like this is literally the first person in probably like 6 years. And what's difficult about it is there's this weird connection with her. Like, I don't know if it's like a past life connection or some sort of like spiritual connection or something. And I know I'm going to sound kind of like batty here, but like there's been a couple instances during that time period where like the first time I tried to disregard the consideration, I saw her that day at like the smaller kind of market, like a fruit, like a meat market and stuff. She was there with her mom, and I was literally having the dialogue with myself, just ignore it, just move on. Because, I mean, she isn't the first person I've had a crush on in the past 5 or 6 years, but she's the first person that I actually, like, considered opening up for again, you know. And I was having a dialogue with myself that day, just like, you know, just move on, ignore it. And then I see her, and she's wearing a pair of Crocs, too. She was wearing these, I think they were white. They were 2-strap Crocs slip-ons, but they had like the liner. They were like the gray fur lining in them. So they were the lined sandals, I guess you could say. So then I was gonna, like, if I got to talk to her again, I was gonna play a game with her. If she hadn't subscribed to my channel yet, I was gonna be like, all right, we'll play a game. I gotta guess what model of Crocs you have, and if I get it right, you have to subscribe. Since I don't think she saw me there that day, and I don't think she knows me. I don't think I'm in her radar at all. But that was gonna be like my trick to get her to subscribe to the channel. So there was that instance, and then literally like a week ago, I was having all of like everything I've been communicating about, like my being discouraged and stuff, that she's no longer working there. I was driving from my father's to my sister's just like 3 days ago, and I saw her driving. I was turning onto a road that she was pulling off of, and she didn't see me. I don't know if she was like eating an apple or something, but the sun was in her eyes, and she had her hand up in front of her face like this. And I was like, watch, that's probably her right there. And sure enough, right before she turned, she put her hand down, and it was her. So like, it's not just me being crazy. Like, there's something there. There's some karmic tie that's connected there. For me to keep seeing her like in public, and I don't live in like a tiny town either, so it's just, I don't know, it's messing with me. It's telling me like not to completely give up, but I don't know. It's like back to the golden snitch analogy, like I've lost sight of it. Like she's no longer in the arena, So I don't know where I'm at with the channel, because like that's no longer a means to an end that it once was. So that's that thought. And then two, I'm having like, well, once you pull that rug out, like, I'm realizing that all of my extra time and money has been going towards this channel. I have all of these foam shoes that I don't wear. I literally wear like 3 pair. So I keep purchasing all of this stuff. Like, all of my extra money and everything is going to it. So I just feel like my wheels are just spinning. Like, I don't know. And then... So like I mentioned, I'm really not much of a materialist, so I could really care less about all these shoes and stuff. Like, I don't give them any value or any weight. I mean, my house could burn down, or I could get robbed, and I would be sad over about 2 of them, which I would just repurchase. One of the most positive things that have come from the channel, I met some pretty cool people and have had some pretty good dialogues. But also the partnership with Yumi that has developed over the past month or so. Like, that's been the only return that I've gotten so far from the channel. And that's partly why I really enjoy those clogs that they gave me. Because it's just a nice gesture. And it's like the first kind gesture that I've received from my efforts in a long time. So I don't feel like I need to keep putting all of my time and money and effort in this direction. Anymore. I'm not gonna like stop uploading, but I'm going to split my efforts. I'm gonna start a second channel and do more things for myself that I'm interested in, like art and motorcycles and meditation and qigong, just all of the other activities that make me happy in life. I need to start doing more and sharing those, and then I'll start to hopefully get more more interactions on those topics, and it'll be more fulfilling for me, because I don't get fulfillment giving people shoe sizing information. Just saying. I get excited when there's comments in my videos, but when it's just people asking for sizing information, it's not very engaging and fulfilling for me. I like helping people out. That's part of the psychology with the channel too. Like, aside from the Golden Snitch and Amelia, I like doing things for people. That was always one of my main drives with painting, was being able to gift my creative endeavors for people. I've always had a lot of fulfillment out of that since I was younger. I think it was the very first instance of it. I was in 3rd grade, and my teacher at the time had us crochet. And we crocheted these little tiny hand towels, you could say. It was just these small little things. And I don't know what age you are in 3rd grade, but I was... My cousin that lived in Florida was a big role model of mine, so I gifted that to him, and I was very pleased with that. So ever since then, I've been kind of like reliving that through my art, and doing art for people, or just gifting them works that I made for myself and stuff. That's kind of been the psychology behind all of my creative endeavors. And then the channel starts, and then I take all the reviews and stuff. Anytime anybody wants a certain shoe or slide reviewed, it's the same concept. I'm trying to do these for them. So I don't remember where I was going with that line of thinking, but hang on. Stella. Alright, I don't remember the point I was making with all of that, but I still plan on... Stella, come on. I still plan on contributing to the channel. I'm not gonna let it die, but I'm gonna split my efforts between Crocszilla, and then I'm gonna start a second channel. I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna call it, but I'll do a video on here to announce it when I do get it created. That way, if anybody wants to follow me over there, they're more than welcome to. So I don't know what else I want to say on this. I'll share some of my artwork. I made a clip the other day when I was at my sister's. I'll show you all the outdoor work that I've done for them. And I'll show a few of my canvas paintings just to share. So I can do portraits. I do a lot of like abstraction and semi-abstraction and stuff. But that's one thing if I got to talking to that girl, I was going to ask her if I could do her portrait, if I could paint her portrait. So, so if you're secretly watching, Amelia, and I haven't scared you off, if you would like your portrait painted, if you go on my main channel page, under like description and info is the email address for the channel. If you email me a photo that you would like painted, I will paint it for you. and I will do a series on the new channel, working on that portrait, and use that as an opportunity to share more about myself if I have your attention and you haven't completely drifted out of the Quidditch game. So I don't know, I'm just really awkward, and it doesn't help with my anxiety and stuff. Like when I would go into the credit union and she'd be working, like I said, I'd immediately start having an anxiety attack. And even if I didn't have her as the teller, like if I went up to somebody else, just being around her, I would just have an anxiety attack. So that's kind of why I was trying to use the channel as a means of like indirect communication, because I can say a lot more to the camera without like freaking out. So with that being said, if you did ever check out my channel and you happen to see this video and it's not 20 years in the future, shoot me an email. Just send me a selfie, send me a photo, and I'll paint it. You don't have to say anything, I'll just paint it. And then maybe when it's done, I can gift it to you and we can meet up or something. And go on a date. I can buy you dinner. So you get a free painting and a free meal. But if I don't hear back from you, or I never receive a photo, I'll just keep moving forward. So it probably will be a lot easier now that I am not around you. Not to be like mean, but just in terms of my own willpower and my weaknesses to beauty. Like I won't be thinking about her if I don't have to see her. That kind of thing. So the crush will fade and dwindle if it is not fed, like all things in life. If there's an attachment in life that you want to get rid of, just stop feeding it. All things die when they're starved. Even emotions. So that's most of what I wanted to say. If I feel like I need to add anything else, I'll make some clips. I won't like add text to this video. I'll just make an extra clip and say what I need to say. But so that's where I'm at with everything. It's just time to redirect my efforts and my energies. So I think we all need to do that at certain points in life. Just kind of take a moment to reassess things. Kind of gauge things, you know. So that's kind of where I'm at with the channel. So if you're fairly new to the channel, thanks for subscribing. I've had a lot of new subs over the past couple months. The channel's been rapidly growing and climbing in my subs and my views. So, but and that's what's ironic about it all, is they're just numbers to me. You know, like it's not I don't know. Without the goal, then it's all irrelevant. But we got a few on the way. I'm gonna do the Rejuvenate light blaze comparison video tonight. I'll do that. I'll see if I can get that uploaded. I'll try to get this uploaded too. This one shouldn't have any editing to it. I'll just put the clips together and throw it up. I don't even think I need to put music on this one. But yeah, and then I've got the Benassi slides, I think. I got those coming. I went and ordered the second model, which is apparently the one that's really good. I ordered the initial model, and those arrived already. But I know the viewer had requested it. But I know it was the second model is the one that is really good, the Solar Soft. So I ended up spending $100 and getting those ordered, and so I got those coming. I'll do. But that's just it. Is I gotta stop. I've spent $500 on slides and shoes over the past 2 weeks. I gotta stop. So I'm not stopping completely, but I'm gonna cut down and get caught up on the comparison videos and stuff. And now's a good time for it too because the market's slow. So, all right. We'll see you guys. Here's the pile of paintings under the stairs. At one point I had 80 paintings stacked up, but I gifted about half of them. So this is what remains from all different periods of my art career. I did all these line paintings for my undergraduate. Oh, this one I want to grab. This was the evolved line painting. I started doing these spatial grid paintings, just with overlapping boxes. It created like this grid structure, which then you can create space just through the diagonals and the control of the value, the lights and the darks, and the color too. I like this one because the negative space has just as much form as the positive space. So I want to take this and hang this one up. This one's good too. It's got a lot of tactile texture to the surface. Let me show you one of these. So during my undergrad, I painted all of these weaving paintings. Remember the story I was telling you about the crochet? That was part of the logic behind these woven line paintings, I used to call them, is it's harking back to the crochet that I did in 3rd grade. Just overlapping all of these different layers of lines with different colors, and it creates this optical weave effect. Oh. But like with these, just like the channel, you put so much into it without any return, and eventually you just give up. Just give up. I did lots of semi-abstract, like animal paintings and stuff. Like the one I was showing you the other day with that Timmy Ham. I was doing similar stuff, like with color and shape. Let me show you this one. This one's very geometric and stuff, but kind of similar things. Oh, I don't want to dig through all of this. But all kinds of different series. here's a portrait I can show. One of my older portraits. Let me set this down real quick so I can get it out. I did this one during my undergrad. I did a triptych. I had a series of 3 females that I painted. So this is Amanda. Amanda was diabetic. That's what that is. It was her insulin injector. She had like a remote insulin injector. So these turned out pretty good. This is the only one I kept though. There were 2 others and I painted over both of them. That was one of the curses with my art, is if I had them for too long and they never sold, I would just paint over them. Can't tell you how many works I destroyed doing that. So this one turned out good though. Here's one where I combine the woven lines with the grid, and there's kind of an interplay between them. This one's good too. I should hang this one up. So this is Mr. Buddy. Many of you already know Mr. Buddy. Hello, good sir. How are you today? He says it is very warm. I lick the water off you. I lick the water off you. So we were at the sisters, enjoying the pool, enjoying the off-grid Crocs. These are one of my favorite Crocs. These are one of my earliest Crocs, and there's a certain element of sentiment that comes with Croc appreciation, I've noticed. Seems like the longer you own a pair of Crocs, the more you enjoy them. Or the ones that you got early on tend to resonate over time. I don't know. These are just a good model too. These have a really good arch support in them. And the footbed, like the width and everything, is kind of standard to your classic Croc. They just have a little more of an arch to them. So I like them. They're a little more accommodating for my feet. I enjoy the ergos, and I've got good gibbets on them too. So I just had a thought while swimming to share some of my current artwork. I don't really paint on canvas anymore. I paint on panel for the fam to decorate the pool area. I haven't done anything yet this year. The channel's kind of been consuming my creative energies. And then we've got Cuphead. Coldy Vlogs and I play a lot of Cupheads. It's a fantastic game. This is just a piranha, a funky piranha. That's my sister's favorite one. This is Buddy swimming with the fishes. Notice they look very alarmed that he's there with them. We put his shock collar on too. This is Link with Majora's Mask. We did this one for Coldy Vlogs. This one turned out really good. I'll try not to fall into the pool. So I just kind of got, I got tired of painting on canvas and them collecting under my mother's basement stairwell. So with wood panels you can hang up outside. So at least people are enjoying them. This is Gumbo. He's a Fortnite character. He's a gumball machine. I don't know what season he's from, but this one I probably put the most time into. It turned out pretty good. Though I graduated the quality of wood that I painted on over the years. You can see this is a little better of a composite board or particle board, where this one is like the El Cheapo. So this is already starting to kind of delaminate a little bit in spots, but that's part of the nature of outdoor work, as it has a finite lifespan to them. And then we have Wario over here. Or no, sorry, Waluigi, not Wario. We have Waluigi. And this is just a swan with the setting sun. And this is Bowser Jr. Yeah, Bowser Jr. and his flying contraption. He's in disguise. He's trying to lure somebody on a date, apparently, with some explosive device. I don't know. I came across this image on device is getting hot. The sun is baking my phone. I came across this image online and thought it would be a fun painting because I wanted to do a Bowser painting, but then I came across that one. And then we have a totem. This one freaks Coldy Vlogs out, so it gets kind of tucked away in the corner. And then we have a copper stormtrooper, and this one isn't appreciated either. It says halt on the bottom. And then we have a fish. This one, I think this is like a rainbow trout or something. This one turned out pretty good. I have like a silver paint on this one. And then there's one more back around the corner. Some birds. The way my sister's house, it's like a like a western ranch. So there's these big overhangs and stuff, and there's, look, right up here, there's bird nests everywhere in this house. So this is the bird nest painting. So yeah, thought I would share. We'll throw this in the 777 vid. So I just paint for them anymore. I don't try to do any artistic endeavors for myself. That's what the channel has become. That's what Crocszilla is. That's where all my creative energies go now. So I don't do any painting like I used to, artistically, you could say. I just do it for family now. It's always, painting and creativity has always been like an act for others. Like, I don't want to say it's like a selfless act because I'm getting a lot of fulfillment out of doing it, but it's like people that cook for people. I mean, there's a certain element of satisfaction there, just doing things for other people. And at a very young age, I found like painting and drawing for people was very fulfilling for me. So I think that was part of why I stopped painting expressively, you could say, is because I didn't feel like I ever had an audience, and there was never a return on the efforts and stuff. So I mean, that's probably part my fault because I was still painting with that personal fulfillment in mind instead of just fulfilling like requests or commissions and stuff. So the stuff that I was painting for myself wasn't it wasn't marketable, apparently, or at least in my area. I would sell online periodically, but it'd be like 2 paintings a year. So it wasn't ever anything to even break even, like not even close. So that was part of it too, is it just turned into a money hole, much like the channel, much like the Croc channel. I I don't know, but I'm used to it with my art of just burning money towards some creative end. So I justify that with the channel and the shoes. It's kind of the same. It's all the same like mental devices that I'm doing. It's just different platform, different media, but everything's still there. So granted, I'm not painting anymore. I'm making YouTube videos, and I feel like I'm getting more of a response from that than I ever did with my paintings, aside from family. But yep.